Alrighty, folks, welcome back to That's Just My Opinion. I am Merlin, and today we will be discussing Wicked All Night Long, Book 3 of the Night Rebels series by Jeaniene Frost. Before we get into that, sorry I've been gone for a while. Things have been a little crazy, a little hectic lately, but I'm back. I am going to keep this review relatively spoiler free. I know, bit of a change up for me. I am not going to tell you everything that happens because this book is still very new. So, this is, given how this book ends, the conclusion to Ian and Veritas's romance. This is the end of their story. It was I mean, I don't know, for a story about Ian and Veritas, I felt like there was very little focus on them as a couple. With everything that goes down in this book, I don't feel like the villain or the conflict really tested them as a couple the way that it has with our other characters, with Bones and Kat, or with Vlad and Layla. That I don't think this, I mean, it was fine, but I was kind of let down by it, especially with the setup of Big Wing Dude. Sorry, I don't remember his name. At the end of book 2. And honestly, the first chapter, this is literally the first chapter, was incredibly jarring for me because it picks up like 2 weeks after the end of book 2, and Ian's like in a magical coma where he's kind of dying, and I honestly thought I had missed, like I had started like an hour in or something like that, like I had misclicked on something. But no, you just open with Ian in this magic coma. So yeah, that was a very jarring opening scene. But I mean, it's okay. We get cameos from everybody else. Vlad shows up for all of 2 minutes. Like, the reason he shows up is valid. They needed him there. But it felt more like we have to include Vlad. Vlad has to be here because it's Vlad. It's expected for him to show up. Same thing with Menkeres, that Menkeres is there. But he doesn't really do anything. He doesn't really have any interactions with Ian or Veritas that are very interesting, like we had in books 1 and 2. So I kind of was a little nonplussed by them being there, especially Vlad, because it's just like, oh, cool, Vlad's here. The other weird thing, and I don't know if this is just carryover of Vlad's personality, is that Layla didn't pop up in this. Oh, no. She is in the opening scene of book 2, I believe, but she never like comes to the battlefield to fight with Vlad. Oh, Vlad, blah blah blah. Sorry, but I wish she could have shown up in this, and because I'm sorry, that lightning whip is OP as shit. She could have been helpful. I wish we could see her in a fight, like her and Kat working side by side, kicking ass. Have some lovely ladies here. I don't know if Jeaniene Frost is planning on writing another series for the Night Huntress universe. If she does, my theory still is that we are going to get a time skip of X years, and Katie, Kat and Bones' daughter, is going to be fully grown, fully matured, and something's going to happen with Timothy, Bones' one of the four guys that were on the Alexander: Bones, Ian, Spade, and Timothy. That something's going to happen with Timothy and Cain and some of the mythos with that I think if there's going to be a 4th series, that's probably where it's going to be focused on, because there was some stuff set up in Night Rebel that makes me think if she's going to write another series, that's where it's going to be. But we shall see what happens if and when such a time comes. But for the conclusion to Ian and Veritas' story for Night Rebel, I don't know. I give this like a 3. Just kind of like it plateaued for me. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It just kind of was. It wasn't the dramatic conclusion I was hoping for their story. It kind of is. So yeah, That's just my opinion. If you disagree with me, that's totally cool. And if there's something you'd like to see me take a crack at in particular in the future, leave your comments down below, and I will talk to you guys in a little while.